What's up guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. If you don't know me already, my name is Abby Fagans and I'm a video producer with UGA Housing. The end of the semester is approaching us, which means that room sign up is also really soon. For returning students, room sign up will start on December 10th, and for incoming freshmen, they can sign up beginning May. It's in less than 2 weeks, and I'm so excited, but it can also be a little bit nerve-wracking, especially if you've never been through the process before. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the pros and cons of living in the various residence halls on campus at UGA, and hopefully help you guys decide which one would be a best fit for you. So, where should you live on campus? Well, it's not really that easy of an answer. I can't just tell you where you should live. No building is necessarily better or worse than the other. It just depends on you as a person and what you're looking for out of your experience. The first factor that you should consider when picking out a dorm room is location. No matter where you live on campus, all of the residence halls are pretty centrally located and just a short walk from most of your classes, and the buses are also available. If being close to downtown, restaurants, and shops is important to you, then you could consider living in the high-rises, Oglethorpe, Reed, Payne, or any of the Hill community dorms. If you know that a lot of your classes are on a particular side of campus or in a particular building, then you could also consider that when choosing which room to live in. For example, I know that the School of Art, Music, Dance is all really close to ECV, so that could be a really convenient place to live if you know that you'll be going back and forth a lot between those places. The Tate Student Center and Miller Learning Center are places that I really like to go to study, and those are really close to the high-rises, the Hill community, and Reed and Payne halls. ECV is a little bit farther from downtown, but it's also closer to Ramsey if you like going to the gym, and Joe Frank Harris Commons, which is a really good dining hall as well. ECV has lots of green spaces around it, and it's also really close to the intramural fields and Lake Herrick, which is really beautiful. So if you're really outdoorsy, this could also be a cool option for you. Another factor that you should consider when choosing residence hall is the room configuration that you want. All of the residence halls within the high-rises and the Hill community, as well as Reed and Payne, are all predominantly community bathrooms, so that's something to consider when you're choosing your room. If you don't want to have community bathrooms, there are a lot of residence halls that are either apartment style or have a shared bathroom with your roommate. This includes the residence halls within ECV, the Health Sciences campus, University Village, O House, Reed, Rutherford, and Sewell. And of course, another thing that you should consider when picking out a residence hall is the cost. Dorm rooms with community bathrooms tend to be less expensive, but not always. You can find a list of the rates on the UGA Housing website. Any of the apartment-style rooms on ECV are going to be a bit more expensive. Also, if you're looking for a less expensive option, you could consider living a bit farther from the central part of campus and living either on University Village or the Health Sciences campus. I also wanted to share my story and my experience with choosing housing and how I came to my decision to live in Creswell Hall. For me, when I was choosing housing, I either wanted to live in one of the high-rise buildings or O House. A lot of the bigger buildings have more opportunities to meet people just because you run into more people in the halls and the bathrooms, community spaces, etc. So when it was time for me to log on to Doghouse and choose my residence hall, some of my top choices were taken, but that's okay because I ended up in Creswell, and the process was pretty easy, and I'm really happy with my decision. I really love a lot of the people that I've met here, and my roommate as well. It can definitely be a bit overwhelming to look at all of the different options for residence halls and not really know where to go. Here's some tips that I have from my experience that will help you along with the process. The first tip that I have is to always have a backup plan. Trust me on this, it's really important, especially if you're trying to get into a residence hall that is really popular. This leads me to my second tip, which is making sure that you and your roommate, if you have chosen one, are on the same page. You don't have to find a roommate before you choose your housing. You could also just do it random, which is perfectly fine. But if you do end up finding someone to room with over a Facebook page or online or someone you already knew, you want to make sure that you have the conversation of which residence hall you want to live in before you decide to room together. This makes sure that everyone is happy with where they're living and that there's no drama or anything like that. And my third and final tip is to not stress. I know that this is easier said than done, but I truly believe you can be happy in whatever residence hall you end up in. It's just a matter of preference when it comes down to it. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure you like and subscribe down below, and comment if you have any other questions about the residence halls. And that's it. Bye!